Welcome to episode 426 of In Touch with iOS, the podcast that keeps you connected to the ever-changing Apple ecosystem. I'm your host, Dave Ginsburg. Each week, we break down the latest news, updates, tips, and hidden features across iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac Vision Pro, and Apple TV, all with insights from our friends, experts, and the Apple community. Because here, we read those little release notes so you don't have to. Thanks for being here this week. We're glad to be here to join you. And we got a little bit of a shorter panel this week, but that's okay. We got some great people here. Let's start off with Jill McKinley. How you doing, Jill? Thanks for being here.
Well, you said a shorter panel, and well, I'm only 5 foot tall, so
no, not short. I should say.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding.
A light panel, I guess, would be the good word.
I'm just kidding you. I'm doing great.
But that's okay.
Apparently, I'm in a jokey mood today.
You are, and that's always fun. And another person's always fun is Marty Jencius. How you doing, Marty? And you're muted.
He may not be muted. Marty might be speaking at a pitch that only dogs and bats can hear.
Apparently that's what happened. Go ahead.
That was such a great setup, and I blew it. I was saying it's been a long day. It's been a long day, and it's getting, like Leon, it's getting longer.
Yeah.
Check the reference.
Speaking of longer, Jeff Gamet. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and Jill, I am so proud of you for making the joke about the short panel. But yeah. I was ready for a backup joke in case you didn't do one.
Okay.
And my joke was, come on, Dave, don't make fun of us for slouching or something to that effect.
Right.
But Jill, your joke worked out much better.
It did. It really did.
It's because we have no reason, no reason to live.
So we are the...
I love that song.
Go ahead, Dave.
I think Dave wants to get a show going.
Oh, that's so cute of you, Dave.
So let's go and start our show here. It's a few days before WWDC 2026. We'll have plenty to talk about, maybe some rumor reviews and all that fun stuff, and all of our usual topics. But let's hit some stories about the Vision Pro from In Touch with Vision Pro. I was going to start off with a couple apps this week. Two of them to be precise here. Apple did announce the Designer Awards. We'll hit the other ones in a minute, but this one that's in for Vision Pro, which I was happy to see, is called the Primary News in Depth. I actually have we've used this. I'm sure Marty, you have as well. It's a primary source for spatial virtual video news, and it's from award-winning journalists around the world. It's news from a new perspective. When I first looked at this app, and I think you'll probably agree to this, Marty, is the fact that it was very limited. It didn't have a lot of stories in there, but I have not tried it since. And since now it's become app of the year, I think I might need to go back and see it again. Have you looked at it since this was around?
No, I haven't. I just
same boat.
Yeah, I just remember it being impressive, but I'm like, how are they going to extend this to get more stories in, because the video is not easy to shoot. It's not easy to edit. And, to try and keep up with news cycles on this, it's going to be difficult, but impressed that it can, and understandably came in as an app recognized by Apple. I think the thing is, it also takes stories that you wouldn't normally get on general typical media. I mean, for me, it's like when I travel, when I get to travel and I get to watch stuff on Al Jazeera, I see whole or CNN Asia even. I can see whole parts of the world and stories that are going on that never make it in the U.S. system. And that's what this does. It gives you all sorts of great stories from around the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. So So that's a cool app. Another great app I found. I actually give credits to Patrice Brennan, where I saw she posted this in the British Tech Network, which I'm sad to say is coming to an end this week. I'll make sure I'll give you a plug what this story about that is a little later in the show here. But this is from Cirrus Aircraft. It's a great new free app. It's called Let's Go Fly. And then you actually can go and fly an actual it's got immersive films of 3D planes. And that's right up at Patrice's alley because she has been studying and learning how to fly and become a pilot, which is kind of cool. So this was a very, very cool app. It is free. It's for the Vision Pro, of course. And I was just thoroughly impressed with this. And I have not had a chance to download it yet because I just discovered it this afternoon. So I don't know if you did, Marty, but people should check this out. It's very cool.
Just looking at the app makes me throw up. I'm looking forward to the day that Patrice and I can meet, and I can get in her plane, and she can do a 360, and I can throw up on her.
I'm going to keep that audio and that video portion here and send it right to you. You're funny. Check that out.
I was going to say I play a Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is amazing because it has every place in the entire world. And I have flown back to the place I grew up. I landed in my front yard. I have done fly-ins, and I'm kind of glad to see Apple Vision take this on because I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, I haven't looked at flight simulator in years, Microsoft's, and it's so incredibly popular, and I probably should go revisit it. But it's also very expensive too.
It is so good now, but I would love to see that happen to Apple Vision.
Yeah,
they have versions of it ported over on Steam that I think you can now connect with Steam through Apple Vision Pro and etc.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so. But check those two apps out. If you got a Vision Pro, we'd love to have you give us some comments. You can send an email to feedback@intouch.ios.com. I would love to hear if you do check these apps out. Oh, we'll also talk about it on a Vision Profile next week. So, in a couple future discussions with Vision Pro, a cheaper, lighter Vision Pro successor could arrive in late 2028. They're still working on this. This was according to Bloomberg's the Gurmanator himself, Mark Gurman, that he wrote this in this Power News newsletter this past week that Apple needs to come up with a slimmer design for this $34.99 headset and bring down the costs, and so it can return. So before it can return to the category, which is essentially on ice again. Here we go again with the on ice. It's just not doing anything. Of course, Apple is looking at smart glasses. There's a smart glasses project that's been discussed quite a bit. So again, this was refreshed in October 2025, but not much fanfare because all it really was a processor bump. Of course, Marty has both, so he knows. What would be your thoughts on this, Marty? Where is this going?
Here's the thing, and this is what's confusing the hell out of people who read these articles.
Right.
They're talking about a Vision Pro. They're not talking about glasses. So what they're saying is by 2028, 2029, we will get a Vision Pro 2 that will be lighter, that will be surprisingly probably faster, maybe cheaper, but I don't know. And I've always said that this VR kind of timeline is splitting, where there's a group that are now taking certain components that we've learned about and moving them into glasses, and another group that's moving slower into advancing the Vision Pro 2 into what will pretty much be a high-end entertainment or an enterprise device, because you ain't going to be watching feature-length films wrap around on your glasses. Sorry, folks.
Right.
So there are going to be some sacrifices with the glasses that you can only get with the Vision Pro, whether you get the first version, second version, or this Pro 2 that they're talking about in 28, 29.
Right. Anybody else want to add anything to this?
Yes.
All right.
What's up with Gurman? I mean,
it's the Gurminator.
Okay, so he's still stuck on the whole thing with Vision Pro. It's stalled, it's delayed, it's as he's saying now, on ice. And he's still talking about this device as if it's a product that Apple released where on day one they expected it to be a major seller in the same way the iPhone is, which tells me that so many people have the memory of a goldfish, because Apple is very clear when they announced the Vision Pro that this is a platform in development. This is the early stages of what this is going to be. I don't think this product is on ice. I don't think that the teams have been disbanded. They may have done restructuring in how the teams work because the products are evolving. And the whole thing with, Apple has got to do the thing where they get the price down so people actually pay attention to this. That's literally not what the product is today. The price point can be where it is. And when Apple feels that they've matured this product to the point where it can actually start being a mainstream device, and mainstream can mean many things. Like Marty pointed out, maybe this will be an enterprise device. But whatever, when they get to that point, then we're going to see things really change up in this product line. But until then, it's going to keep moving along like it is. It is not on ice. And and I know that when we talked with David Pogue, and he said, well, the product line has been canceled. He may have been told that, but I don't believe that information is accurate. So anyhow, but my whole soapboxing isn't about when a new product is coming. It's that I don't think Gurman has it right on the status of the Vision Pro product line.
Yeah, and I think John Turnus, the incoming CEO, is really high on the Vision Pro. So I don't think this is going anywhere anytime soon.
I mean, there's always a democratization of devices. When VHS recorders came out, they were like $2,500, and I asked my dad if we could get one, and he's like, "No." And then it was $700, and he said no, and then finally it got to like $350, and he's like, "Okay." This happens all the time, and it'll settle.
Yes, and just building on what you said, Jill, Apple has a very well-known modus operandi when it comes to product releases. They saturate the top end of the market to whatever saturate means to them. And then they release a mid-tier product and saturate for whatever that their threshold is for that. And then they release the lower end product. I mean, we can see that they've done this. The obvious examples are iPod, iPhone, iPad, and even now we have multiple tiers of Apple Watch and AirPods
and MacBooks.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of think that when the glasses come out, they're going to be the next bang that Apple has, like the kind of Neo bang that happened. It's not going to be priced like a Neo. They're going to probably be priced at the higher end of what other cheaper glasses are. But I think it's going to give the bang, the boost. It'll be the new product. It'll, more so than a new product that's unreachable price wise, like Vision Pro was. I think it'll be another exciting kind of boost for them.
Yep. So, then one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I had to do this because this isn't patently Apple, because I know Marty loves patently Apple, and we're going to talk about a patent. Apple did reveal a Apple Pencil with texture detection and haptic emulation for XR environments. They were granted this as to be a next generation Apple Pencil that could be used in the XR environments, meaning the Vision Pro and the device will be able to measure the texture of real-world surfaces and then recreate after alter or cancel the feeling of those surfaces through haptics and actuator-based feedback. The invention is framed around a small form factor device similar to an Apple Pencil, but extending well beyond an ordinary drawing or pointing input. And it goes on to say a lot of things about it's going to be an Apple-like pencil, a pencil like the Apple Pencil, but something different. There was 2 articles here I put there with Patently Apple, as well as there was an article here in Apple Insider saying that it could gain Apple Pencil that can simulate textures. So you're going through here. It's like there's an old child's toy where one pencil connects to the other, and then the drawing with the first pencil also moves the second. It's akin to this idea, but except that it's instead of copying or enlarging drawings, the Apple Pencil relays surface roughness and other surface texture features, as well as motion data, trajectory and velocity of the handheld device in virtual reality. So ultimately, this could potentially be, similar to what Logitech tried to do with the Muse, which I still haven't opened up and tried on the Vision Pro yet, and bought it many years ago. No, I didn't, but 8 years ago, or earlier this year. So
many weeks ago.
Weeks and months ago. But this might be right up your alley, Jeff, if this were to happen. When don't you think?
Yes. And before I get into the parts that I get excited about, keep in mind when you see an Apple patent filing, that is not Apple announcing a new product.
Oh, of course not.
But a lot of people misinterpret that. So that's why I pointed that out. So the idea of the tactile feedback in an Apple Pencil when you're using in a virtual environment, say with your Apple Vision Pro, to me, that is super intriguing. And I love the idea of putting on a Vision Pro and having your virtual studio around you, and you have your Apple Pencil, and you start creating art in your virtual space, and you can feel when your Apple Pencil is virtually touching the canvas or whatever the material is, and so you get the feedback as you're drawing or painting or whatever. And imagine being able to create this virtual environment and you're getting real-time haptic feedback as you're building a 3-dimensional sculpture.
Mhm.
And just there's so many cool things that you can do as an artist with something like this. So yeah. I find that whole idea super cool. And then let's extend it out beyond the Apple Pencil and put that in like virtual tools, say for a doctor. And now you're performing virtual procedures remotely, and you can feel the pressure on the, like when you're making an incision or something.
Blood squishing. Oh no!
It'll be epic.
It'll be. I took painting lessons on my Oculus, and it was, I thought I could learn how to paint maybe through Oculus, and then it was just so disassociated from actual movements, without the feedback. I think you're right. You could start giving lessons too, and teaching people how to do things inside.
Yeah, it opens up a whole new area in the virtual space.
Yep.
Go ahead, Marty. And you're muted.
Damn. Apple has this on their Pencil on the iPad where you can do different things to change texture and size and stuff like that. But Logitech has buttons on some of their pencils for their tablets, which allows you to do that. This brings in the technology that Apple really premieres, which is the haptic feedback that you don't see on other devices. So this is kind of I know it's just a patent, but it's kind of an exciting mashup of what Apple is capable of doing in terms of somatic feedback to the user, and also the technology that they had to use it with. So,
yeah, well, and Marty, just a patent. At the same time, it gives us some insight into ideas and concepts Apple's at least exploring. And I remember a patent that ties into all of this from years ago, where the way the patent was presented, it looked to me like what Apple was doing was developing a virtual keyboard surface that you would have on your laptop. And so you'd get the haptic feedback where the keys were, even though it's just a flat surface. And so then you could have this keyboard area that could reconfigure to be whatever type of controls it needs to be for whatever app you're using. And that was a super cool idea. Well, where we actually have seen that patent come into play is something that, at least on the surface, is much more mundane. It's your Magic Trackpad.
Mm-hmm. And my black Magic Trackpad, what I just got.
Ooh, I like the black. Mine's only white.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just spray paint it. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that.
Get some paint on your hands. Witherbucket just said I have a pencil that's my old iPad from 2019, and he hasn't used it much, only because it's charging with that old method of plugging in that into that iPad jack. Yeah, it's so delicate. It is. That was the worst design ever that Apple did with the pencil.
That was crazy. I'm surprised my original Apple Pencil isn't broken.
Then I lost the cap.
And I haven't lost the cap, but I always felt like an idiot sitting in a coffee shop with that thing sticking out of the side of my iPad while I'm typing something. So,
I know.
I felt like a tool.
Ever. Right. Yeah. This is good stuff. We'll see what happens. Of course, I appreciate your disclaimer, Jeff, on that, because it is. Patents are never guaranteed that anything is going to happen of it, other than they patent the technology for potential future. So let's go on to beta. There isn't any beta this week. It's 26.6. Beta 1 is still out. It's still going with all the products out there. So but there wasn't a minor update released for in touch with Mac this week. Mac OS Tahoe 26.5.1 was updated with a bug fix, but the bug fix was for Enterprise M5 users. And I found this to be fascinating because, of course, I am involved with making sure that the Mac stay in tip-top shape and don't do things like this. But it's saying it could experience an issue where the Mac unexpectedly shuts down. Well, I've not heard too many reports of this. And although 26.5 just got updated, most companies are only going to update it within the next following 2 weeks after it was released. Usually they want to sit tight a little bit, make sure everything was working fine before you rolled out to everybody. And there is no security patches or other bug fixes included. But if you go back to iOS, iOS does fix the problem with the fact that it has a charging issue with the iPhone Air and iPhone 17 models. So it appears to only be available to those models. So anything else before that, it will not happen. So, Jeff, if you were to update, you won't see it right now since you have an older iPhone.
That's true. I don't see it.
Right. So, and just it's updating a small number of issues with users that may prevent wired charging on their iPhone Air and iPhone 17 models where the battery is nearly drained. Have you experienced that at all on your Air, Marty?
No, I not at all. But of course, I've got a place to charge it right in front of me. I got a place to charge it. In the bedroom, I got a place to charge it downstairs if I go downstairs with it. So it generally sits in a cradle unless I'm doing something with it. And when I'm in front of a desktop, I'm not doing anything with it. So,
yeah. Yeah, my Air's not doing that either. So,
yeah. So I don't. I think that the key word was minor update. It is minor. But on Mac OS, it does install on the Neo and all other Macs. It does update to 26.5.1. So it's just just as .1 is, it's usually minor.
I have a hypothesis that this may address a crashing issue that goes beyond the M5.
Okay.
Okay, there's a thing where if you have external drives connected, like spinning drives, if they don't respond to your Mac in a certain period of time, like when everything's spinning down for sleep mode, your Mac's way of dealing with that, because it thinks the device isn't working right, even though it might just be a few milliseconds later in responding than what Apple's expecting. The solution that Apple has in place is it forces a kernel panic.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's actually an intentional thing, apparently. And so your Mac ends up crashing and rebooting. What I'm wondering, because they're addressing the M5 specific issue, are they also addressing this other thing that's not actually a bug, it's just the way the system worked, but it's a big problem for people with spinning drives?
Yeah, that could be a problem. You have a Mac with a spinning drive still.
Yeah, externally, I have some spinning backup drives, and
so do I.
Yes, that's what I meant. External drives. So I'm going to be watching very closely to see if my M2 MacBook Pro still does the kernel panic like overnight, and yeah, I'll report back.
Yeah, love to hear about it. So let's go ahead and move on. I wanted to just do a bit of a preview and potentially some predictions from the panel here on WWDC 2026. Apple did invite all the attendees to, this was kind of cool before I get into it. WWDC 2026 attendees they invited them to see The Mandalorian and Grogu screening at Apple Park. That would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
The screening will take place at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday the 9th, which is the second day of the event at the Steve Jobs Theater. Apple says a special guest will be in attendance, and with the doors opening at 7 p.m. No word on that special guest, but the movie stars Pedro Pascal and the Mandalorian, and Jon Favreau directed it. Favreau reportedly used a Apple Vision Pro headset to preview the IMAX version of the film while he was working on it, which explains why Apple is planning to screen the movie. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
The theater is, of course, capacity is limited, so developers have to RSVP to attend. That this is going to be on Thursday. By Thursday, June 4th, and it's first come, first serve to get there when you go to the event site. So the developers were able to enter a lottery to attend in person at the event in Cupertino, California, but Apple picked lottery winners earlier this year. Those attendees will also be able to watch the keynote and the platform's State of the Union, plus meet with Apple experts on one-on-one. I wonder for that movie Mandalorian and the Grogu came out on May 22nd, and it was latest film of Disney Star Wars franchise. I saw it in the theater. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was a great movie. I don't know I don't think you guys have seen it yet, but
yeah, I haven't had time yet.
Yeah, it's well worth a watch, and it's we haven't gone to a lot of theaters lately, and I was kind of pleased to go to it. In fact, I went to the theater in downtown on the Woodstock Square, just where Macstock is nearby. So I got to see it there, and it was kind of fun to be in the Woodstock Square in like a small town theater.
Cool.
So it was great. So, any comments on this at all?
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
That's a really expensive ticket to go see The Mandalorian and Grogu, but at least they throw in a free pass to WWDC.
Well, I asked my wife if she wanted to see the movie, and she said she'd rather see No Way in Hell.
We love you, Marty. But you're going to go see it sometime, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Will to go see it. I don't think his response was, it got bad reviews. Like he pays attention to bad reviews, some of the crap that he watches.
I will give it a good review. Well, I will give it a good review because I enjoyed it. The sound was amazing. The music was awesome, and it was nonstop action. So I think it's well worth the watch.
I mean, I stopped following the series after maybe one season or a season and a half, but
You
that
don't even
doesn't
have to know the
stop.
season. It doesn't
Yeah,
stop
I
you from
mean,
seeing
that
this
doesn't
movie.
stop me
Yeah.
from wanting to see the movie.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's going to keep me from seeing it because I haven't been up on the latest lure.
The last season was like a few years ago, so people kind of forget it for a little after a while. So,
Yeah.
but the story just kind of picked up, and it was good. So anyway, so as far as what we kind of expect here, you're going to have all the OSs are going to be, you're expecting to see iOS 27, watchOS 27, tvOS 27, and watchOS as well. Apple did tease the event. It's called as it showed their backgrounds here, all systems go tagline, and they had a get ready video. The wallpaper has a glowing all out tagline, but the all systems glow and coming bright up. So there's some hints there, right? And in fact, there's actually already a playlist of all the music that they're going to play at the at the event, and you can go to Apple Music and be able to get that playlist of songs, which is kind of fun. And again, if we don't know that the kickoff of the keynote will be on Monday, June 8th at 10 a.m. A holiday for me because I always take the day off to enjoy being able to absorb all of it that day. And there'll be all kinds of sessions for the developers all week. They share all that online, which is amazing. I have a developer account, so I can go right into the app and be able to watch those events. The Platforms State of Union is fun to watch, but it can kind of drag a little if you aren't a developer. And I have not developed the app just yet, but I would like to sometime, maybe when I retire. And that page is live right now with the keynote ready to go. Predictions. Jeff, what do you think that we're going to see? What's your thoughts on what we're going to see at this year? There's rumors, but I'd rather just hear what people's thoughts are.
I think it's an easy prediction to say that Apple is going to be talking a lot about AI.
Oh yeah,
but I don't think it's going to be over the top insane like Google did at Google I/O.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point where people started counting how many times they said AI during the presentation, and it was like over 1,000 times.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we're going to get that, but I think with the whole Gemini integration, we are going to see an improved Siri, hopefully improved, and we're going to see a lot about what Apple is doing with AI to make it easier for developers to include what's part of iOS and macOS in their apps. So I think that'll be a big part of what they're doing. This is not a hardware event. I do not expect to see any hardware announcement.
No.
So what I think would be nice to see, along with whatever their AI strategy is going to be, is something about improvements for the HomeKit platform, because I feel like that has really languished over the past few years. It has.
Funny you mentioned that. Let me get the rest of the panel's thoughts before I go to that. Jill, you have any thoughts on what you'd like to see or what to expect at DubDub?
Well, of course, I'd like to see AI. And what I've been seeing is the idea of a personal device AI. Like it figures out, you can ask chatbot questions, you can do this, you can make spreadsheets, you can make all these things. But what about the files on your phone? What about the person I'm talking to right now? I started seeing different kinds of, just very personal, very device-based integrations with AI. And I think that's the gap that's really missing. We get these agents, these Claude agents, and now the chat GBT agents, but this is, I think, going to be the Mac agent and the iOS agent and the iPad agent, and it's going to be your personal assistant, is what I'm hoping to see.
I would love that.
Yeah. And then also I'm hoping that you're right when we get to HomeKit and the S Lady, can we start getting some really good home integration things that I can do with the A Lady, but I'd love to be able to do it better with the S Lady and get rid of the A Lady entirely. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping for. And then the last thing that I saw was someone, oh shoot, now I completely lost my track of mind. What was it? Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, the HealthKit AI integration. That was something that was
Yeah.
supposed to be announced before. And so can I ask questions now like I did in my presentation at Macstock last year? Where does my sugar spike? After what did I eat that day? My sugar had a spike. Or what time am I having troubles waking up I wake up in the middle of the night? What times are those? Is there any correlation? Do I go to bed at a certain time? Is it better than another time? I'd love to see HealthKit AI. So those are what I'm hoping for.
Jill, you just made me think of what I think would be a cool HealthKit AI feature, which ties into tracking what you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to, I mean, everyone's taking pictures of their food anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Take a picture of your food, or just point your camera at your food, and the AI on your iPhone identifies what the food items are and catalogs it correctly for you. So you're not having to sit there and be like, well, yeah, okay, so now I have to add the potato in, and oh, what kind of rice is it? Yeah.
I do that with ChatGPT right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just ask it to track my macros and my calories for the day, and it does it already. So it would be nice if it did it in HealthKit.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't have a permanent record of it.
And it would be a private record of it.
And a private record of it. If someone wants to see me eating my tuna fish, yes.
Yes.
Marty, how about you?
When my knee starts shaking and my wallet starts itching, all I can think of is Mac Studio with an M5 Ultra or a Mac Mini with an M5 or M5 Pro. I don't know if we're going to see hardware either, but that would be the next thing on the launch pad if it was. What I'm going to listen for more is I don't think I like Jill's vision. I think that's where Apple is going all the way, going all the time anyways with the S Lady. The idea of making it a personal assistant, have access to stuff on your phone that you can use to integrate that information. Like you said, Jill, and like I've said before, I can build spreadsheets on ChatGPT or Claude or anything I want to. But I don't think we're going to see that yet. As much as people want it to all drop in one, I think instead what we'll see is APIs for the S Lady that allow it to integrate with different aspects of your iOS device and maybe some external devices too. So that would be the first thing that I think might happen. I'm going to pay a lot of attention to what they talk about with regards to the overhaul that happens with the S Lady and whether any of the implications for it, if they deliberately or don't deliberately mention its connection to Vision OS. Because I think that's from what I've read, I keep missing these pieces. But I think if they mention its connection to Vision OS, it tells you something about the strength of that platform, Vision OS, as well as how they're going to truly integrate AI into that platform. So those are my areas of interest. Other things, that have been rumored, Create a Pass, stuff like that. But outside of the box, the S Lady integration with Vision OS is what I'd be interested in seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on the S Lady. I think it's the integration to Apple Intelligence is going to be one of the big things, and it was it was supposed to be part of the iOS 18 release, so it obviously didn't happen. So, personal context, on-screen awareness, app integration, Siri as a chatbot. We're heavy into AI. Can Siri be a chatbot? And I think that'll be very interesting to see where that goes, as far as that goes. So And the design, I think, is way overdue. How it's designed is that Gurman did show some images that shows how you can just tap and you tap the search or ask bar at the top near where the dynamic island is on the iPhone, and it gives you Ask S Lady or ChatGPT. So it integrates ChatGPT right there without you having to open up the ChatGPT app. So things like that, I think are going to be, and if there's going to be a specific app for the S Lady too, will there be? I don't know. So again, all rumors, I know, but that's what makes this fun. You want to you kind of do a little bit of speculation, but I think reality is some of the things that we've talked about here on the panel is, I think this sounds pretty solid, right?
I have a prediction for WWDC 2027.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Silence will be the new thing. So we'll be in our car. We won't be able to chat with anybody. We'll just have to deal with silence.
I'll pay extra for that.
That's right.
I was laughing. My friends who are introverts are just in their heyday. Now I can talk to this AI and I just can avoid everybody. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So one more thing, and again, another rumor. I don't think, obviously, I know it's not going to get announced on Monday, but there are some rumors that finally the HomePod Mini are near ready for launch, and the new S Lady remote is rumored as well as the Apple TV. We've been so long overdue for the Apple TV. It's 4 years. I mean, since it was released. Right now, the Apple TV 4K only uses an A15 Bionic chip. That's from the iPhone 13 series, so that's going way back a ways here.
Mm-hmm.
That's four versions of iPhones already. But the remote might have a refresh in some form, but they didn't give any specifics as far as that goes. But for the HomePod Mini, I mean, I think it says it's going to be expected to work with the Watch's S9 chip or newer. Unclear with that one. I'd be interesting to see where that goes, but I hope that goes along with some HomeKit improvements. I can't imagine they're actually they might talk about it during the event. It's very possible. They do have sections of the event that on all the categories. So there might be some announcements on HomeKit. I hope so. I've been starting to really get heavily into it lately. I've got all kinds of new lights behind me, so I've been putting them into all different scenes, and then I find that I can't even add stuff, and I have to reboot my phone because it didn't work, and I had to remove them. So now I'm experiencing it firsthand here with you, Jeff, because I haven't been really dabbling in HomeKit as much as I should have.
But don't worry, Dave, it gets worse.
I'm sure it will. I'm ready.
All right, real quick, I'll give you a scenario. Crackpot scenario where we could get an Apple TV announcement, but I don't think we're getting one at WWDC. Right. Let's say Apple refreshes the Apple TV with a significantly newer processor. Like bring it up to an A18 or A19, whatever, but a significantly newer processor. And Apple does that so that they can position Apple TV as a gaming console.
Yeah.
You'd need developers to know so that they can start working on their console level games for Apple TV.
I love it.
Like I said, crackpot idea, but I could see that being a thing.
But think about Apple Arcade. Apple Arcade is actually relatively popular. I think a lot of people are playing the games. I'm absolutely obsessed. I know everybody is the solitaire game that is just number one every week, all the time. In fact, our friend at the British Tech Networks I saw posted in the chat over there saying that I showed a screenshot of his, because you get days that how many times you've won a game. So I shouldn't even tell you, but I am. I'm at 950. The weeks or days of winning games because you
what
get
game?
This is the Solitaire by Emotion Wave, I think it is. Yeah. Well, I can't remember. No, here, I'll pull it up. But
send me a link, but maybe don't, because then I'll start playing all the time.
Well, you have to have Apple Arcade.
I do.
But okay, good. Oh, you're getting the link then. It's made by they have also mobile mobility wear. That's it. And it just I just get obsessed with it, and it's fun. It's got great animations. The sound is really cool. I keep the sound off because I don't want to disturb people. But he had Tom. It was Tom. Tom F. He has 4,000 days of solitaire with that game. I don't know how he did it, but he did, because there was a screenshot to prove it too. So, but I mean, I'm just bringing that up only because that game is every week you see it on the number one most popular game in Apple Arcade. So, so I mean, I bring that up. It's just, I think if they're going to develop something like Apple TV as a way of becoming like a game console of some sort, it would be very cool. That app I just talked about, the solitaire game, is not available on Apple TV. It is available on the iPad, which is crazy. They have that on a big screen of your iPad. But I usually just play it on my iPhone. But anyway, and Jeff is now.
I'm looking for it right now. I'm sorry. What's it called again?
It's
Solitaire by Mobility Wear.
Oh, it's the top game.
Top game.
I could have told you that. Yes, it is.
You did tell me that, but memory like a goldfish.
All right, so let's move on, and we're going to do a couple tips here. I'm finding some really good tips I wanted to share this week. I've been getting better at giving tips, since I do mention that sometimes in the show. Do any of you ever leave voicemail, FaceTime video via voicemails? I mean, I've done it once in a while. Have you guys left a video voicemail on FaceTime ever?
My people aren't FaceTime people.
Okay.
I have a feeling most people would be afraid of the video if I left them a.
Yeah, because they can and save it to incriminate you later. So the FaceTime video videos messages only work with FaceTime compatible Apple devices, of course, but they can be received from saved contacts, people who the recipient has called, and people suggested by the SLA. So what you do is you start the FaceTime call, and you just choose a contact and then select FaceTime. You make that you can do an audio call instead, or you can do it with FaceTime, and then it also can be started up in the messages, contacts, and recents. You have to wait for the call to be missed. So if it's missed, before it would just say done, disconnected. But now with this, when this, I think this came out in iOS. This could have been iOS 17. I think it's come out, and it'll just ring, and then you can tap the button and record video. Then that will just allow you to be able to it'll do a countdown, and then it'll record you, and then it will save that message. You can review it or retake it before you send it, which is cool. And then you can find the FaceTime message later. So if you want to find the history and look for that video. So as I said, buyer beware if you leave a video for somebody like this, because it could conceivably be saved and, played back for you later, right?
Yeah. I recommend a lot of drunk dialing with this feature.
I think that's a brilliant plan, Marty.
That is a brilliant plan.
No.
That is a very brilliant plan. So, also there's a couple tips I wanted to give about text replacements, the lesser known features that some people use all the time. I've used these before. I won't go through all these, but the text replacements where you can go in here, you just have to set up the text replacement shortcuts. You can insert it by email address, links, symbols, and such. And for instance, when you type in something weird like a IDB app, it would be an example on iPhone, the iPad, or a Mac. Yeah, you can do text replaces for the iClouds. It would automatically change and put the app link. So there's things like that for text replacements you can set up all the time. It's easy to set up. And that is very cool. The one-handed keyboard. Has you guys tried that? I remember trying it, and I just never was a big fan of it, because what it does is you can go into the keyboard view and then change it to on the one-handed on the right-hand side. So then you're just holding on your hand and your thumbs, and you can just have that small little keyboard. The keys are already small enough as it is. We've all gotten very good at typing now these days, but you have that you have that. that they're all the time. So I think that's kind of cool that you have
Yeah,
that.
I do it. I do it on days I want to drop my phone.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Other things that people probably don't do. I mean, maybe they do. Clearing all your notifications. It drives me crazy when all these crazy notifications come up and they sit up in the notification center. They just don't go away. Well, if you slide down and bring the notification center down at the lock screen, you can just tap the little X button next to it, and it'll clear every single one of them all at once. And that's one good thing to get rid of them all. And it just does it very simply and easily. And the other thing, a timer. I do this all the time. I don't know if you guys do it. I like listening to something at night. I have one of those workout bands that's got the built-in earphones, built-in headphones into it, and it's Bluetooth, and I sleep with that every night. And I want to just be able to listen. What I do is listen to the news because it's a good way to get me to go fall asleep within 5 or 10 minutes. You can go into a timer and actually set it so when the timer ends, it just stops playing any music. So it could be music, it could be news, whatever it is that plays audio. It does that. That's in the timers. I don't know if any of you guys used that before, but I really like that.
I have used this. However, most of the time, okay, so I would use this like if I'm traveling. But when I'm at home, I have HomePod minis in the bedroom. And so I'll have my go to sleep music list playing. And you can just tell your HomePods, hey, S lady, stop the music in 2 hours or whatever.
Right. Yeah. So you can do that too. So there's a few tips that come out of that over there. Anybody else have any thing on these tips that we talked about here?
I use universal clipboard.
Yep.
Like
I do too.
multiple times, not just a day, but an hour.
Right. How do you do that?
Select what you want to copy on one device, and then select where you want to paste on the other device, and do your paste command. Just like that. I mean, that's it. Okay. So I can't even say, well, I'm typically sending stuff from my iPhone to my Mac or the other way. I'm going back and forth with copy and paste between my devices just all day long.
Okay. All right. So as a couple tips for this week, let's hit to some of the news. And I purposely put this first story in here for Marty because it's the iPhone 18 Pro may drop cosmic orange after color complaints. The iPhone 18 Pro may move away from cosmic orange as Apple faces reports of some iPhone 17 Pro units shifting toward a rose tone. I've never noticed that. I have orange. I'm happy with it. So it's already becoming a wider design conversation after reports suggest that it may move away from the cosmic orange finish. We did talk about this where dark cherry might be the newest color from what was rumored. So the rumors do point away from them being able to bring this over again. I like the color. I'm glad I got it. I mean, I get a new phone every year, so it isn't going to matter to me what's the next color. So I have fun going to the next color I enjoy.
I think this is more a situation where you have a very bright, brilliant color, and either you're getting some sun or some lighting discoloration. You wouldn't necessarily see that on a darker color. I know I have a white phone, and after a year, it's turned to dirt. That's the color it is. So, this could just be sort of a regular pigment discoloration that occurs and nothing more. And that's
I think people just need to wash their hands.
Yeah. This is also why I didn't get into the Apple world until they gave up with everything being white, because it ends up being dirt colored. But that being said, they change colors every year. I don't understand this. I think this feels like a false story. Every year they change the colors.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jill.
Yeah, I wouldn't explain. I mean, I had the forest green one that one year.
The Boba Fett phone.
Yeah, the Boba phone. I had that one. I always like to pick the newest color just because, like I said, I get a new phone every year anyway. So I have something different. Why get the simple, the black or the silver or those kind of things.
I don't like their color picker. I wish they'd pick other colors.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So, and then next story here is if you are an Android phone user, which I hope not, when you're listening to this show, but there might be some out there. Google today announced this week that its Quick Share feature that allows Android and iPhone users to exchange files with AirDrop is expanding to more devices. They expanded it to a good slew of Samsung Galaxy phones. The Galaxy Z. Didn't you had the Z Flip at one time? Didn't you, Marty?
Yeah.
Or do you still have it?
Yeah. Yeah. I had this Galaxy Z Flip. That was the one Galaxy I have. I've got a Pixel like you do, a Pixel 10.
Pixel 10 was already on it. I've tried it. It's
Yeah,
very cool.
right.
It works really well. So they expanded that all the way down to the 8A in the Pixel. And there are other different smartphones too. The OnePlus 15, the new model, and a number of others. So I'm liking seeing this because it was always Apple or Android, and iOS or Android, and that's it. No, you can't work with each other. You know, we always joke about the green bubbles. You whenever somebody got into a conversation on iMessages, it'd always be that rogue Android person. Well, you can send them stuff, you can watch them type, the whole thing. So they've improved that. It's the same thing with this. I think it's making it so much easier to share. Hey, you're gonna have friends that have Android devices. That is what it is. That's what makes things competitive. What do you guys think with this?
What I said back then is that it shows that the fight is no longer we're going to keep you in your bucket. Now we're going to just fight on features and prices and everything else.
Exactly. So let's
also keeps regulators off their back.
That too. Yes, that is true.
Right.
So let's talk at the last story here of the show. Apple did announce this year's App Design Award winners ahead of WWDC 2026. Of course, we know it's still going to start on June 8th, and then they've got their annual winners of design awards for innovation, ingenuity, and technical achievement. So there's a number of games here. Jill, you said you bought, what game did you buy that was on the list?
I didn't buy a game, but it was one of the runner-up, and it didn't win.
I mean the apps.
Yeah, it was called Structured, and it's meant to be a to-do calendar list for people who, I think it's geared towards people who have ADHD, which I do, but it has been, I have Todoist and I have Fantastical, and I just see blah, 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 and suddenly I can see my things, and I'm like, I love this. So I switched to it.
Okay.
Great.
I'll run through a couple of these here. There was and it's cool to see it from different countries. I mean, it's all over the world. They're designers here. They in a category of delight and fun, they had an app called Grug. It's a playful way to discover and embrace daily wisdom. The affirmation app provides a delightful way to read daily Neolithic grunts with just a simple idea. Each prompt is thoughtfully delivered to offer users a small but meaningful moment of reflection. Oh, apparently that was popular.
Grug one hog.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
That was good.
It's good. It's good.
Well done. And this app called This Seat Taken? This is from Spain. Poi Studio, I think it is. And it's a fun way to experience and solve tricky logic puzzles. And the cartoon-style game provides entertaining scenarios, helping players to navigate the quirkiness of public transit. So another one, it's a game. And I think things like these are puzzles, and everybody loves, like we just talked about solitaire. Everybody likes games, puzzles. You know, they want that. It kind of stimulates your mind with these kind of things. This was kind of cool. And you said the inclusivity is an app called Guitar Whiz. This is actually developer in India. Impactful app for new and experienced guitarists, an all-in-one toolkit to provide you spoken instructions on everything from pitch to finger placement. It supports all musicians and takes advantage of Apple's technology, including dynamic type, increased contrast, and differentiating without color. So, want to learn a little bit of guitar? Why not? So there are a number of others here. Innovation. Marty and I would probably agree with this because we talked about this a lot during the NBA season, that basketball.
Mhm.
This is the NBA live games and scores for the Apple Vision Pro. And this was the ability to watch 5 live games at once and following real-time player game stats with floating leaderboards. And it had the futuristic and broadcasting from Spectrum Sports Row, which featured the Lakers and Apple Immersive. So we watched a number of Apple Immersive games this year, this season, and I thought that was pretty fascinating. And then plus, it shows here that it has, as the players are moving around in the simulated, almost like you're watching in a video game of the game, with the court and the players and with the score as it's running.
Pick up a little Steph Curry and kind of throw him, put him in a jar.
So you've got another game here from the United States. It's called Blueprints. It's a genre-defined adventure that delivers deep narrative experiences with unique mix of exploration, puzzle solving, and non-combat elements. The room-by-room structure is effortlessly engaging with support from environmental stories telling found in hanging pictures and hand-scribed notes. One of those kind of adventure whodunit type of games.
Sort of started.
Yeah, it sort of feels like The Room. If any of you have played The Room.
Okay.
Kind of a fun game. Dave, I don't know if you noticed they had finalists in that same category, a couple of ones that we talked about.
Yeah, D-Day, the Camera Soldier. I love that.
Camera Soldier, we've talked about. And then Pickle Pro, which is Vision Pro Pickleball. It's pretty cool.
They were finalists, yeah. So, couple of things like people like watching the moon phase tracker. This was a developer in Italy, Moonlit Moon Phase Tracker, and it's got platform support for moon phase tracking, providing an elegant interface with tracking celestial events. So many of those apps out here, but this obviously made the cut, and it was a finalist here, and it won. So again, we talked about the primary news in depth on Vision Pro. The social impact, they call it. That's the category. And then there was a couple of games in there. And then visual and graphics, they have the Tide guide of charts and tables for hour by hour forecasts and showing the weather data, as well as be able to understand using full screen charts filled with custom animations. It's another weather app, basically. And Cyberpunk 2077, another one of those adventures games and such, that was there as well. So yeah, there was quite a few cool games and apps this year. I was pretty impressed. Anybody grab any of these? I mean, we've got Marty and I have done some of the Vision Pro ones. Anything that looks interesting to you, Jeff, on this?
The ones that look most interesting to me are some of the apps that didn't win. Like Blippo Plus from Panic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That just looks super interesting.
Yeah.
It from what I've seen, it looks like a cross between watching old UHF public access channels and the kind of stuff that people would watch in like if you actually lived in the world of Max Headroom.
Oh.
And that it looks super interesting. I want to know how they've pulled all that together, because it's like live acting for a lot of it. So, or humans acting and not animated or computer generated stuff. Yeah.
And it's only on the Mac, and it's $15, $14.99. But it's got a lot of 8-bit graphics and such. Yeah, this kind of looks kind of cool. And Panic has always made great stuff.
Panic makes really great stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I still use Transmit for FTP sites.
Transmit's fantastic.
Yeah. I used Unison, if you remember that old newsgroup reader that they had.
Wow, I haven't heard that name in a really long time.
I used to take that for sleep problems.
Yeah. Well, Jill, that's back when the news wasn't quite so scary all the time, so it was easier to fall asleep to.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good pick there. I totally forgot that they made it as a finalist. That was great. Might be intriguing. I don't know, $15. maybe it might be worth it. We'll see.
Yeah, if I had a Vision
Jill?
Pro, I'd be all over primary news.
Yeah. I gotta go back and try that again. Jill, did you have any others that you liked off this list, or any others that you
picked up Is This Seat Taken? And I haven't started playing it yet because I haven't had time, but I think that's up my alley.
And then anything else for you, Marty, besides the Vision Pro ones?
I've got to take a look at Gru. I do like puzzle games, and so Is This Seat Taken? It interests me. The problems with puzzle games is I get to a certain point where I'm not successful. I get frustrated and go, I'll go eat a sandwich.
Marty, you need multiple puzzle game apps. So when you get frustrated with the one, you go to one of the others. You get frustrated with that one, go on to the third. When you get frustrated with that, go back to the first.
No, I don't go back. I've learned never to go back.
It's like you hit that point, you're like, I'm out.
You know what I do? I play New York Times crossword puzzle.
Oh, I do that too.
The minis and the minis are stand in line sort of games. So yeah, those
I do
are
Wordle every day.
Obtainable.
About Wordle, yeah, Wordle. I think they're coming. Jimmy Fallon is coming out with the Wordle game show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a Wordle game show.
He's going to do it with Savannah Guthrie. So there's a game right there.
Oh, great!
Exciting times. Yeah. So before we go, I want to make sure we talk about Macstock 10. It's here, celebrating 10 anniversaries. I believe it's less than 40 days left. We're going to be seeing all of us there soon. It's going to be exciting. I got to go to the site and make sure what the countdown is there. Yeah, we're at 35 days. Oh my God, guys, we got to get
better start your presentation,
ready.
Dave.
Yeah,
night before, right?
Yeah, feverishly. So. Yeah, it's Macstock 10. It's the theme is Inspire. Are you inspired with what you use with your Apple and technology products? You got 3 full days of talks. We'll have a bonus evening with Marty's super session. You can be doing all kinds of great tech tips. I think I'll be a plant in the audience for you, Marty, so we can so we can get some good stuff on there. That's going to be.
I hope you'll all be
night.
Plants.
Yeah,
I hope you'll all be plants. I will water each of you as I go around.
I'll need it.
I will be not a plant.
And then, of course, we talked about David Pogue is joining us, which is awesome. He's going to be doing a presentation on Friday, as well as have an evening with David Pogue. And he's always very entertaining. He'll probably doing some singing and fun stuff that he does. He's a pretty awesome journalist. And you go back and watch our episode 417. We interviewed him and talked about his book, Apple, the First 50 Years. So he'll be there. And then we'll have all kinds of other great stuff coming on here. Well, lots of our friends there. Dave Hamilton's going to be there. Allison Sheridan's going to be there. We got all kinds of other great speakers that are going to be there. I can't say enough for how fun this is going to be. And add to that fun is our friends at Ecamm. And as I've mentioned, we use the Ecamm software here. Marty and I both, and Jill, we all use Ecamm. We love it. And there's going to be, they have creator camps. Well, they've had those all over the world, all over the country, and they always have a number of them each year. Well, they picked Macstock to be a Ecamm Mac edition. So it'll be the first day before Macstock. So that's on July 9th. The event will be on July 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So the 9th will be the Ecamm session, which is optional, but it's going to be a ton of fun learning about how to do creative things with Ecamm. I tell you, it's one of the most powerful pieces of software. I was crazy and had a license for a number of years, and I just kept delaying and using it. And now I can't live without it. It is just an amazing piece of software. We'll see our friends, Doc Rock and Katie Folks will be there as well. And they've got a cast of thousands of all other Ecamm folks that are on the staff that will be teaching us how to use this great thing. And the best thing about it is the networking. We're all approachable. You'll have a ton of fun being able to meet people you'll be for the first time, people you'll meet that you're friends with. We all just have a great time at this event. So again, it's July 10th, 11th, and 12th. That's Macstock Conference and Expo. if you use the offer code INTOUCH at checkout, you will save $50 for the cost of admission. We'd love to see you. But even think about the Ecamm event. It's going to be amazing too. Ecamm Creator Camp as well. So check it out. The website again is macstockconference.com. We'd love to see you guys. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap up. But before we do, let's find out where everybody can be found. And let's start with the awesome Jeff Gamet. Where it can be found?
Geez, now the pressure's on. I feel like the bar's just been set really high. Okay, how about on my recently revived blogs, jeffgamet.com and freshbrewtales.com. And then on social media as J Gamet, active mostly on Mastodon, Pixelfed, Blue Sky. And then for shows, there's Chuck Joyner's Mac Voices Live on Tuesdays. Dave here with you for In Touch with iOS on Thursdays, but Wednesday tonight. And Brian Chaffin and I do The Context Machine. Patrice Brendamore and I do Retro Rewatch. And if you are available on Friday morning, U.S. time, that will be the final show for the British Tech Network. So it'll be at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, which you do the math for your time zone, which is when the Mac show has always happened. But British Tech Network is shutting down, so we're going to do a final sign-off show this Friday.
Very sad, but go ahead and check it out. I was checking to see, my Chuck episode isn't up yet, but it will be soon. Because I was able to have some fun with Jeff and Patrice talking about the show Chuck.
Yep.
So I'll be able to have that soon. Thanks, Jeff, for being here. I appreciate it. And Marty Jencius, thank you for being here. Where can people find you?
Yeah, Sunday nights with the Neo Notebook, MacBook Neo show at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Mondays with the Vision Profiles show at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern with Chuck Joyner on Mac Voices. Thursdays with Dave here on In Touch with iOS. And other shows you can find at the website, thepodtalk.net, and there's a variety to choose from. Catch me at Jencius, Jencius, on most all the socials.
Excellent. Thank you, Marty. And last but certainly not least, Jill McKinley, you've been such an amazing person to be here and enjoying having you on the show. I'm so glad we have you. Where can people find you?
Oh, thank you. Well, you can find me at jillfromthenorthwoods.com. It has all the shows that I do. They're all podcasts and they're all YouTube channels, so you can decide which format you like best. And my new one is called Small Steps with AI, where I just talk about using AI in daily life.
Excellent. Go check her podcasts out. She's doing a great job with those. With that, let's go ahead and wrap up for this week. That is a wrap for this week. Please send your comments, questions, suggestions to our email address, which is feedback@intouchwithios.com. I'm getting lonely. We got people that start sending emails here. Let us know what you think about the show, so please send it. Feedback@intouchwithios.com. You can follow us on Blue Sky and Mastodon. It's at In Touch with iOS. Support the show by buying me a coffee at intouchwithios.com/coffee. We'd really appreciate it. You also can become a patron of the show by going to patreon.com/intouchwithios. And there's 2 tiers available to support the show. We'd really appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe when you're so you're notified when we're live streaming. Well, tonight we're live streaming on Wednesday nights just for scheduling your issue, or conflict, I should say. But it's Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/intouchwithios. Thank you, Witherbucket. Thank you, Cletus. And thank you, Web Bixby, and a number of others in the chat that got joined live with us. It was awesome to see you, and thanks for your support. And you can watch the live stream at that point on that night, as well as you can watch the past shows and be able to watch that live stream again. So, and I'm still working on trying to get some final edited episodes in place, but time is tough sometimes. We're trying to get it going, but we'll get these next 2 up soon. So You also can subscribe to the show in your favorite podcatcher, including Apple Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Overcast. Better yet, just go to our website, intouchwithios.com. All the links are there to listen to this show. So you can find me at the following places. I'm on Neo Notebook on Sunday nights. Vision Profiles on Monday nights. Tuesday nights, Mac Voices Live. Thursdays here recording this show. And I can't say anything else about it on Friday anymore. I'm sad. But
yeah, sorry.
The last show is going to be. It's going to be on Friday, as Jeff mentioned, on British Tech Network. Is that it? BritishTechNetwork.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we're recording it. I'll get the time zone here: 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This Friday. We should have this episode up. You'll hear this. But if not, if you come later, it'll probably still be up there, so you can watch it in the replay. So
yeah,
but please join us there. So, and yes, I'm on Blue Sky Mastodon at DaveG65. Thanks everybody for listening, for watching. I really appreciate it. So we love doing this show, and we'll be back next week. But until then, we'll talk again.